Good morning, Facebook. Clay Sherwood here with Swims and Sweeps. A few weeks ago, I introduced you to Baby Frank here and Baby Dean. Boy, have they grown. I mean, they are a tub. But hey, come down to Swims and Sweeps, and sometimes they're in the office. Maybe you can pet one of them. Hey, today we're going to talk about salt. This is my opinion, and my opinion only. I've been doing this for 35 years this next September. I've seen the result of salt, I've seen the benefits to salt, and I have seen the bad things about salt. So my opinion has nothing to do with any manufacturers or anything like that. This is clearly my thoughts on it. So to try to not make anybody mad, I'm going to give you my best interest about salt. Now, salt's a wonderful thing. We put it on our food, it tastes great. But at the same time, the doctor goes, hey, you're taking in too much salt. Hey, it melts the snow off of my driveway. That's great. But all of a sudden, my driveway starts to erode and corrode. That's not good. So, hey, we're going to introduce it into our pool. So, in order to use salt, there's a certain amount of rules that you have to follow. And I don't care what chemical system that you use out there, you do need to follow these rules no matter what. Because if you don't follow the rules, you're going to harm your pool. And you don't want to do that. That's a major investment in your backyard. Above ground pools, in-ground pools. Knowing what to treat them with is very important. So if you take an above ground pool, don't use salt in it. This is a metal wall. What does salt love? It loves more than anything. You see your cars after a long winter, it's eating away the metal. So most manufacturers will not warranty their pools with salt. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about adding salt to your pool. Now, in-ground pools. In-ground pools, if they're built for salt, that's great, because you want to use plastic anchors. You want to use plastic light niches. Even some pools that we use are polymer wall pools. So when we're talking about building a pool for somebody and they are being very adamant about using salt in their pool, we say, fine, we will build you a salt pool. And that is really the big key. So what we've seen in the last 10 years is the big consumer push is my pool's on salt. So if you convert your pool to salt, it's pretty simple. Hey, it's just money. It's a lot of money. $3,000, $3,500 is the average system out there. Some a little less, some a little more. And then you've got to buy 200-300 pounds of salt to put it into your pool. But was your pool built with a stainless steel light niche? Was it built with aluminum ladder anchors? I have spent more summers in the last 10 years cutting out handrails because you can't get them out of the pool. And it is a direct result of using salt. Okay? That gets in there, it rusts that aluminum, we can't get the handrails out. So going forward, if you use salt in your pool, your liner is probably going to wear out a lot quicker than if you're using chlorine or a Baquacil or a biguanide. So keep that in mind. If you have a painted pool, instead of me painting your pool every 5 to 7 years, I'm painting it every 4 to 5 years, because it is eating away at whatever is your pool's made out of. So definitely beware of converting your pool to salt. Know what your pool is. These are the rules that they don't tell you. Now, if I'm building a pool, hey, I don't mind adding another $3,500 to your bill. I'll sell you salt. I don't have any problem with it. But we just want to make sure we build that pool right. So keep in mind, salt is a good product. It does not save you money, though, because everybody's thinking, oh, well, it's a lot cheaper. All I do is add salt into my pool. You know, you spend $3,500 on a system up front, and then you spend $300 on salt. You're now generating chlorine in your pool. That's really the only thing you're doing is generating chlorine in your pool. I'll tell you what, for $4,000, I can buy a lot of chlorine. I can buy a lot of Aquacel. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about salt for your pool. So other things that you need to keep in mind are when we talk about using salt, if you are a salt pool, make sure you use the right salt. You spend a lot of money on your swimming pool to cheapen up, or, politically incorrect, to try to save money by buying a lesser product. In other words, the salt that you add to your pool is very important too. Because I get customers every year, well, I've got staining on my pool. I'm having a hard time keeping it balanced. There's weird things going on with my pool. Most generally, it's probably the salt you're adding to your pool. Be careful, because some salts are boiled out of the ground, some are produced off of the ocean. Then adding in inhibitors, stain inhibitors into the salt, you're going to spend a little bit more money for the salt, probably about $14 a bag. The $5 a bag stuff that you pick up at the box stores or wherever they might be selling it is not the right stuff. Water softener salt is not the right stuff. So keep that in mind if you're going to go on salt or if you're already on salt. We don't mind it if you're on salt, we just want you to know the rules. We want to save you money. In order to save you money, you need to use the right products. So spend a little bit more and save a lot is going to be the big key. Because if you don't have to replace your liner or repaint your pool, then keep that in mind when you're thinking about going on salt. Auto covers. We have a lot of people out there that love to be able to turn the key and the cover just slides across the pool. Man, it's a beautiful thing. The average cost is $12,000 for the average backyard pool. That's $12,000. So that thing is made out of aluminum. We've already talked about the aluminum anchors. So keep that in mind when you have an auto cover. One of the things is to make sure that it's bonded. We try to put sacrificial metals into the pool. There are certain things that you can add to a pool so the salt will attack it instead of your $12,000 auto cover. The shock button. Everybody has a shock button on their salt system. Hey, don't hit the shock button and close the cover. Whenever you hit the shock button, you're super oxidizing the swimming pool. And even if you're on chlorine, don't shock your pool and close the cover. That releases nitrogen out of the water. Nitrogen builds up underneath those covers and it starts to deteriorate those covers, makes them hard. That's a big investment. So, once again, keep in mind when you're thinking about salt, how's my pool built and how am I going to take care of it properly? You need to follow those rules, and that's the biggest thing about having a salt pool. Follow the rules. We don't want to replace your cover, even though I make good money at it. So if you want to close the pool and shock it, that's fine. I'll sell you a $4,000 cover replacement. I'll sell you a new $3,000 reel. So keep in mind, if you're going to put your pool on salt, follow the rules. I've been doing this for 35 years, and I have seen the direct results of proper and improper maintenance on a salt pool. So what I want you to do is come into Swims and Sweeps, learn those rules, let us help you take care of that pool so it doesn't cost you a lot of money. Why spend money? That's our main goal at Swims and Sweeps. We want you to have a pool for a longest life that it's possible because we want you as a customer for life, not a customer for the day. So to sell you a $3,500 salt system because I'm going to make a sale today is not what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that you have a safe, fun, and enjoyable pool experience. Not the one that it's costing me money all of the time. So keep that in mind when you're coming into Swims and Sweeps. We're here to take care of you. because we care about you and your pool. So, hey, thank you guys for coming and listening to me today. I hope I didn't make anybody mad over this segment. It's my opinion. I kind of like my opinion, but it's my opinion. So, hey, come into Swims and Sweeps. Let us help you take care of your pool. Hey, share us, comment, send us questions. We'll be glad to answer them. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.